In that moment, when all that was known was that Mark Sanchez had been stabbed in Indianapolis, an ESPN notification goes out. And it just says he had been stabbed. And everybody says, oh my God, that's so horrible. I hope he's all right. I hope everything's okay, right? And apparently the plot thickened from there. There are a lot of incidents where professional athletes get away with doing something egregious because they're an athlete and because people like watching them on Sunday catch a touchdown.
Keep a G on my waist when I'm in the south. This perk got me bustin'. Them boys need to catch up to the sound of DJ Mustard. Pour through to the tricks, I bought.
Have I ever told you guys that I love what I do? We'll get into it. I know some people like this part, some people don't, because there's nothing going on, but there is something going on. You just know I'm catching a little vibe before I get into whatever I gotta get into, and that's the beauty of it. And as I say that, and as I pause my music that I always do listen to, I want you guys to know that I'm gonna explain exactly how much I love what I do as I share it with you. Guess what? It's the one and only. It's Cody's Corner. As I shut my phone off, as I turn this off so it doesn't talk to me later. Hold up.
Power off.
Nice. Hello, everybody, and welcome officially to Cody's Corner. Cody's week-by-week hot takes on who's going to take the W in the sports you're worried about. Little solo episode today. I was going to wait until Monday, I'm being honest. I was going to wait until tomorrow. There's going to come out today to put out an episode just to go into exactly what was going on week 6. But a lot happened week 5. I think I just wanted to put up something short, something quick out so I could let you guys know my perspective on something that I think, I don't want to say involves the Jets, but revolves around former Jet players. Obviously, you're going to see the name of this video. You're going to see the name all over the internet this last week. I need to tell you about the Mark Sanchez story. Right? And I want to pause for a second because I know that obviously the goal here, Cody's Corner, we know we love making people laugh. I love like sharing my perspective on things, and that's why I wanted to come on here and just say my piece, you know, share some peace, some light on what I've done. Cody's Corner, what's it called? Research and Development Department kind of put this little summary together for me. I promise it wasn't AI. It was all me. I got to take a look at this. And I wanted to just let you guys know that I'm not going to make any light or fun of this situation. This is an extremely serious situation involving a former NFL Jet quarterback. So I know you guys have heard a bunch of different things. I'm going to try and sum it up all together and tell you from my research what is accurate and what is not. So here we go. The Mark Sanchez story on October 4th, 2025. Mark Sanchez was in Indianapolis to commentate for the Colts-Raiders game. That night at 12:35 a.m., that someone called 911 claiming there was a man standing outside a bar who had been shot. The police approached the scene and realized it was Mark Sanchez and that it was not a shooting, but that Mark Sanchez had been stabbed multiple times. His report to the police when they picked him up is that he didn't really remember what was going on. All he remembers is there was an altercation and he was reaching for a window. Right? So I could pause right here. In that moment, when all that was known was that Mark Sanchez had been stabbed in Indianapolis, an ESPN notification goes out. And it just says he had been stabbed. And everybody says, oh my God, that's so horrible. I hope he's all right. I hope everything's okay, right? And apparently the plot thickened from there. Later on, they recover a man, 69-year-old, by the name of Perry Toll. Perry Toll claimed that Mark Sanchez approached his truck while attempting to re-enter a vehicle that he was not authorized to enter. So, to tell the whole story, Perry Toll, there was kind of like, who is Perry Toll in this story? And that was kind of going on. Oh, he delivers food. He was a waiter. He was a bartender. No. From my research done, and I'm just as biased as anyone else. I'm on my side of the internet. Who knows? But from what I've gathered from resources, I believe he was working for a company called Restaurant Technologies. It was a supply chain aspect of the restaurant business, but he was not working for the restaurant. It was a third-party company that provides oils to different types of restaurants, whether it be a hotel, whether it be, a full-out restaurant, fast food chain. He's with the oil company. So he's in the back end of what is near a hotel in the docking area, like delivering this inventory of oils that they need around this time. I'm assuming if they found him at the bar at 12:35, I would have to look up exactly what time he was at the trucking dock. I want to say it might have been like 11:30 from what I read. I got to confirm. Mark Sanchez approaches him and basically says, "Oh, I spoke to your manager. I just need to sit in your truck. I need to enter the vehicle." Perry Toll then denies him authorization to come into the truck. He came in anyway, kind of being the aggressor in the situation. He asks him to leave the vehicle again. He does. And then he tries to enter again. He enters again, and he pushes Perry Toll in some aspect in the vehicle. I don't know if he tried to put him in a seat behind or a side so he could get in. I'm not sure of the situation. It is believed that Mark Sanchez was intoxicated in this scenario, which is not an excuse of any kind. I want to confirm that. I'm not saying that that's an excuse. But his claim is that he does not remember any of this going on. After the altercation kind of went off, it is said that Perry Toll then pepper sprayed him and stabbed him multiple times in self-defense. This is an older man, and I would be lying if I didn't give you my honest aspect of how I feel about the situation. There's no way, generally, that this will come out looking that Mark Sanchez didn't do the wrong thing here. This man was just doing his job. He's almost 70 years old. He gets approached by a man being aggressive, touching on whatever. You're making that move towards self-defense. You need to protect yourself. Not only are you not the one that's instigating the incident, but at the same time, you have to worry about a man who's in much better physical not condition, but physical shape, younger guy, more energy, more strength. You have to make sure that you're safe. And if this person makes you feel unsafe, you have to do something to try and save yourself. I'm not gonna show any pictures or images. I feel like what I did see was graphic, and you can do your own research. Google whatever this guy looked like. He was found with multiple injuries, including a laceration to his face. It looks like Mark Sanchez kind of put this guy in some really bad shape in some way, shape, or form. And then Mark Sanchez ends up getting stabbed in self-defense. As of right here, cameras near the building were able to confirm Mark Sanchez was the aggressor. The court date is set for November 4th, 2025. He cannot leave the state of Indiana. He paid bond for $300 or bail, $300 to get out, and is potentially facing a 6-year sentence. Last episode, I said on here that I would not keep this jet cloth on here until they won a game. And I want you guys to know from the bottom of my heart, I care about this show so much. The Jet game is going on right now, and I'm not watching it because they're doing whatever they're doing to do their best to catch their first W right now against Denver. And obviously I do want to watch that very badly, but I also think it's important to address when something serious takes place and highlighting that athletes or professional athletes should not get away with a higher than life demeanor in life. Now, given I know Mark Sanchez was intoxicated, maybe he wasn't under the best influence to be making the decisions to aggress in that situation. There's no excuse for any of it, right? But there are a lot of incidents where professional athletes get away with doing something egregious because they're an athlete and because people like watching them on Sunday catch a touchdown, throw a touchdown. You know what I mean? I feel like there's been a lot of instances. I don't need to put a lot of names out there because you guys know what it is. The Browns, the Chiefs, the Dolphins, you know what I mean? Like the Patriots. Like we don't have to dive into all of that. But what I do want to say is, that he's a richer guy, so he can probably afford better lawyers in this scenario. Maybe it's not the full 6. Maybe he gets something different. He was able to pay his bond, and that's great. But that is very scary. If it was a regular guy that had this same incident, he got a little lit at somewhere, they caught him on camera like beating up an old man, you know what I mean? This guy might get the book thrown at him. So that's not saying I wish bad on Mark Sanchez, but that's me saying that obviously he's very tied to Jets history and Jets lore, I should say. He's the last Jet quarterback to take us to the playoffs, all that. Very connected to Mark Sanchez in different aspects, but that's not to take away from anything that the Jets are doing right now, nor does it take away from any success that he has had with the Jets in the past. It's just an unfortunate situation, and there's not really a way to put that in a way that is going to settle with a lot of our audience, but that's honest journalism, I'd say. So moving on, because the rest of the show is a lot less low than exactly what went on with Mark Sanchez. Unless you're in Philadelphia, because my God, you guys all lost on Thursday. So if I could just flip this really quick, let me get into it. The Yankees got eliminated. Obviously, they're down. The Giants, however, are all the way up. Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo are looking fantastic out there. This is recording on Sunday. Last Thursday was an event. I mean, let me tell you, it was Philly. It was a rival. I mean, look, even if you're a Philly fan, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like Philly fans know that a lot of people just don't fuck with them, and that's okay, you know? So they lost on Thursday Night Football, the Eagles. They lost to the Philly Flyers. And because hockey started back, I don't know if anyone's following that. I certainly am trying to get more into it this season. The Flyers lost on Thursday, and the 76ers lost in pre-season. So, it's really crazy. Everybody likes to see a good L in Philadelphia. And it's just good for the people. You know, obviously, the New York kind of was going through it. The Yankees got eliminated. It's cool that they kind of went out without getting swept, but it was just such an emotional roller coaster. Like that last week, because, you know, obviously we come out with the crazy win over Boston in that series, and we go from that to being immediately humbled, right? Come literally 7 days in a row. So you go from the highest high to you get smacked by a team that's not even in America. You feel me? Vlad Guerrero's absolutely fantastic. There's a lot of fingers to point at in the organization. Who's to blame? Is it Boone? Is it Volpe? Is it their management? I don't know, man. Is it Grisham? I don't know. I really don't know. It's just one of those things. They are gonna go by. This is the Yankees, right? This is how I feel. I was having this conversation. They're gonna look at this season and say that, all right, they had 94 wins or something like that. Why would they change up anything? And hopefully not. They don't land right in the same aspect that they were this year. Obviously, this is coming from an organization that is grateful for the constant success that they always provide their fan base, right? Coming from someone who's also a Jet fan, I wish my team would at least make the playoffs every year and get past one round. It'd be a little more exciting for me, and that's something I would want. I would call that progress on this side of the river, if I'm being honest with you. But as far as the Yankees go, man, obviously they just went to the World Series. So they just kind of cut it short a little bit this year. Do I want to see them go all the way? Yeah, man, that's what being a fan is all about. But at the same time, I think they just got to, I don't want to say they need to clean up shop. They have a lot of talent on their roster. But someone's getting let go. I think Volpe's out of there. But that's just me. I guess we'll see what happens as we keep moving forward. Now, one. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we are here. Like I said, we can actually follow now on the screen exactly what is going on in this Jets game, which is great for me. All right, well, here we go. They're only down by 4. It looks like we scored once, didn't get the extra point. So, and the second quarter was quiet. All right, it's been quiet so far. What's going on live? Can we see that? That'd be fire. J.K. Dobbins up the middle for 6 yards. I guess 6 isn't crazy, but it's down the field, you know. So that's all right. Let's see who scored right here. Nick Folk. Oh, it's not an extra point. We just kicked 2 field goals. That's not great. It's points on the board. I just think that they need to figure something out. How is the box score going? Oh, we can't get into fantasy yet. That's later. No, it doesn't say it live. This game, 2 catches for 4 attempts, 1 yard. Yikes. All right, well, that's good. So the Jets game is going on right now. I had to hop in really quick to see exactly what was going on. But I'm just going to tell you what games I think are the best. Right now it's early, so not even the 1 o'clock games have started yet. There's still a chance to look at all of these games. I haven't taken a look at this once. Los Angeles and Baltimore, 1 o'clock, looks like a fantastic game, if I say so myself. San Francisco and Tampa Bay, 4:25. And Detroit and Kansas City at 8:20. Wow. There are some games on TV today, man. Other than that, I'm not saying other games are bad. It's just like not even. I guess Seattle and Jacksonville would be pretty cool because Jacksonville obviously just coming off of beating Kansas City. So, yeah, pretty even. 49. Look at that. That doesn't add up to 100 though. How does that work? But I don't know. I'm gonna say I guess that's even. It's the exact same number, but the math ain't not mathing. The over's at 44.5. Obviously, after beating the Chiefs, they could be on a little high. They could be on a little run. The same thing with Seattle. Jacksonville actually has the better record. It's funny that I feel like in my head, Jacksonville is always the underdog because they have been for so long. But honestly, they're hot right now. And I said that last episode, so I got to apologize. I had to get right into it. I can confidently say Jacksonville was not on that list. But I even seen it on the Pat McAfee show. They were like, bro, do not sleep on the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're 4-1. And I was like, huh? So we get into it. I think Buffalo, there's 2 games on Monday. Washington, Chicago, Buffalo, Atlanta. I actually think there's a lot of core players on Buffalo's defense that are going to be out for this Monday game. I always rave about, what's his name, Milano. Their middle linebacker is an absolute force of nature. Buffalo, as I'm referring to. And if you're missing your middle linebacker and you got Bijan Robinson on the other side of the ball, I think that could be a big problem. So I don't know, man. I really feel for these teams right now. I gotta say, Tennessee and Las Vegas is a mid-off. Here we go. Cleveland and Pittsburgh, kind of a mid-off. Oh, but I think, hold on a second. So, Joe Flacco, we could talk about this. Joe Flacco got traded to the Bengals. So now Cleveland Browns only have 2 quarterbacks in their starting lineup. Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders. I believe they just picked someone else up off the practice squad. So now Joe Flacco goes to Cincinnati. I believe he's starting over Jake Browning. You got Joe Flacco going against the Green Bay Packers. And the Green Bay Packers have a tie. So they actually both only have 2 wins, which is kind of crazy. But I think this could be an interesting game. I saw this video. This was kind of cool.
I think in this kind of environment and in this situation particularly, I think honestly I can get in trouble kind of thinking I know everything. I think the best way for me to do it is
Nah, this wasn't it. Hold on.
simple.
I don't want this shit to be ghetto. Well, I can't find it, but there's a video. Maybe I'll put a clip. It's like they asked him why he's still playing. And he essentially looked at the camera and was like, because you only get one chance to play in this league. And I know I want to try and do it for as long as I can. And I feel like I could still compete at that level. And I love to hear that, bro. That's just someone who loves what they do. And you don't want to put it down. You don't want to put down the mic. You don't want to put down the football. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people just know that whatever they're doing is in their heart. And they just got to do it as long as they can. And I guess that's what Joe Flacco's doing right now. So that's pretty cool, man. It looks like they're projected to get smacked upside the head. Joe Flacco's helmet might spin around like a cartoon. I don't know if that even is going to be a thing, but a 19.5% chance is a chance. So maybe he surprises us. If Joe Flacco, listen, man, as a Jamar Chase fantasy owner, right, get him the ball. And then you know what? I'd be lying. He takes a little long, but he throws a pretty ball. So, Joe Flacco come through for me, man. Other than that, man, I think that's really the hot games this week. I think we might just jump right in fantasy today. All right, so look, we're here, man. Right now you see Breece Hall has 0.7 points. So that is not the most reassuring. However, my team actually had a great week last week. I was able to pick up Rachaad White off the waiver. I'll show you last week really quick, and then we'll hop right into, yeah, look at that, bro. So if you go down this list right here, 26 from Pat, 17 from Breece, 23 from Rachaad White, the pickup great. Jamar Chase woke up, 29, got 14, 16. I had a decent week, okay? Now, back to this week. We're just going to hop right into who got who. Some of it already started. It looks like Petey, who I'm up against this week, has started Garrett Wilson and Mason Taylor against Denver. I honestly would not have advised him to do that. I don't think that's a good idea at all. As you can see how they're doing against Breece Hall, Denver's defense is magnificent. So I got to say that I'm kind of scared right now. The Eagles DST did me dirty. I went into this week thinking I had a W off of that, thinking, okay, the Giants can't really do that to like the big major teams. They just had lost to New Orleans. They come in and smack the Eagles. So now my DST has 0, right? Now this becomes a closer anticipated game than I thought. Pat Mahomes against Detroit could have a decent game, I feel like. Bo Nix only has 11. I guess our defense is doing something. There's 3 minutes left in the second. So 11.6. Let's say he's anticipated right now to drop 22. That's kind of scary for me. Jahmyr Gibbs against Kansas City might be slowed down. I gotta say, Derrick Henry has been doing extremely poorly. I can never count him out because I feel like the day that I do is the day he will explode. And I don't want that week to be this week. So I'm going to say he has a slow game. Jackson Smith and Jigba against Jacksonville. Listen, they're kicking, but I think their offense has been in the game a lot. So I can't really tell exactly if they're going to have a good game or a bad game. I think that comes down to Sammy D. How many points did he have last week? Damn. So, and Jigba's doing like everything and anything on that team. So I'm going to say he probably has a good game. I'm thankful that Garrett and Mason, that's so weird to say, but I'm thankful that they're having a bad game, but they could have an explosive play at any time. Tampa Bay against San Francisco, I think Ibuka could thrive off of that. And then it's funny, I have Pat Mahomes and then he has Lions DST. So If Pat Mahomes does well, then Lions DST doesn't do it. But if Lions DST does well, then Pat Mahomes might not have a lot. So this could be a difficult game as far as that dynamic for sure. Jamar Chase with a Q. I had heard about that, but is that confirmed that he could play or not? Remains list, but is expected to play. Oh my God! So he might have a low game. Lad McConkey against Miami, I think, could have a great game. Tucker Kraft against Cincinnati could have a great game. Roma Dunze against Washington could have a great game. I think all signs are pointing up for me, man. Because even in my bench, like, look, Trey Benson went down. I was able to pick up Rashad White and Michael Carter. I didn't know what Michael Carter was going to do. And then he kind of rolled out to slowly becoming the RB1 next to DeMarcado. I thought he was going to be the RB2. I think I started Keem Coleman last week. And he put up 10. It's not a bad game, but, you know, it's not those explosive numbers. And then we'll just move on right to the next one. Dallas Goedert already got 26 for Ronnie going against Obi, both 2 and 3. One of them trying to find the equalizer. You got Jalen Hurts here with 20 points. Baker Mayfield on the other side of the ball, I feel like could have a very good day against San Francisco. Chase Brown might get shut down against Green Bay, going against obviously Micah Parsons and that Green Bay defense. It has to wake up again at some point in time. David Montgomery might have a hard game. I think Puka Nacua might have a great game, actually. He has potential to go absolutely off. The same thing with Devontae Adams against Baltimore. One of them will have a good game. I think they're always that 1-2 tag. It's horrible to say, but everyone talks about like how he got divorced. And since he got divorced, he's been going absolutely crazy. I mean, he still was going crazy, but I guess that's just, you know, he's a whole different type of animal right now. So, Travis Etienne Jr. going against Seattle, I think could have a somewhat good game. Has he still been going off the way he has been? He only dropped 8 against Kansas City. That's a harder defense. It looks like he's played very bad defenses, but also pretty good defenses. So, I would say he gets like average, maybe flex numbers so far this week. Stephon Diggs had a great game. Maybe he's in that momentum. Now he plays a boo-boo defense like New Orleans. He has potential to have a good game also. Quentin Johnston has taken that lesser role as Lad McConkey kind of exploded. He only put up 6 last week. They're kind of going for that back and forth on that number 2, but it's kind of a good switch, but he's questionable. Let's see what he's questionable. Oh, his hamstring is trending towards missing the matchup. My God, I feel like I should text Ronnie. Can we do this live? Hold on a second. Can we do this live? Let's see. Let's head up this chat. Let's head up this chat live, man. Y'all can see me use my flip phone live in action. Ronnie, don't start Quentin Johnston. Boom. I hope he gets that message. I sent it as to him live. He's leaning towards won't play, so that's not good. He might have to put Debo at his one. His heel. Oh my God, Ronnie's team is crumbling, bro. Who would he put in instead then? I guess Trey Tucker with Tennessee. It's not a bad start. Oh man, Ronnie, I'm sorry, bro. What's going on with your squad, man? Travis Kelce against Detroit could have a slow game. McMillan against Dallas could have a good game. This is hard. This one's a hard one. This might be game of the week right here for me to watch. I'm gonna say based on his receivers and his running backs, I'm gonna say give me Obi, man. Next one, Noel Grave, 2 and 3 against David, 4 and 1. Evan Ingram currently has 7 for David, while Justin Fields has .96, which is not a good look. And J.K. Dobbins is only putting up 1. It is looking a little slow. J.K. Dobbins could have an explosive run based on the franchise that he's playing. And so could Justin Fields. So there is a chance that maybe this comes back. But other than that, I think it's a pretty close lineup. I like David's receivers a lot more. But I like Travion Henderson as a starting running back in the flex more than I like Romeo Doubs against. I mean, Romeo Doubs could have a good day anyway because he's playing Cincinnati. But with all the running back injuries going through it, I think that Henderson is probably the RB1. So I think that's a good move. This is hard. Unless J.K. Dobbins can pick it back up, I think I got to give this one to David, bro. like not even thinking about it. Even Amon-Ra and James Cook, like it all comes down to what's happening live, which is unfortunate. Let's see, let's go to this one. We got Caillou against Kelvin. Now Cam Scatterboo, like I said, he kind of like went off. I think he had 3 touchdowns. Yep, 3 rushing touchdowns for 98 yards. It's kind of wild how explosive that Giants early offense is. They're all young. They all have potential to play together for a long time. DJ Moore, Trey McBride, and Christian McCaffrey has flex. Like, that's so crazy. I think that I like his running backs more, Caillou for sure, more than DeAndre Swift and Jalen Warren, especially against Cleveland. Receiver-wise, Brian Thomas hasn't really impressed me that much so far. Trey McBride is a good tight end, and so is Kyle Pitts. I think, oh my God, well, look at the projections. Can we highlight that? 143. This is me just eyeballing, first off. 143 to 109. It's projected Caillou to smack him, and honestly, I agree. I'm sorry, bro. Are bye weeks killing anybody? No Justin Jefferson, no Jordan Addison. His defense, yeah. So he has basically his whole starting roster against a lot of bench players. So give me Caillou. Yippee-ki-yay. You got Alex, 121 against Albert, 123. No one's played in either of these, so this is a little more wide open. Drake May has the potential to have a good game against New Orleans, but Josh Allen probably has a great game against Atlanta. Josh Jacobs might have a field day. Bijan Robinson might have a slower day, but like I said, Milano is out, so that could make a big difference. Javonte Williams against Carolina is probably an easier game. Alvin Kamara against New England might be a harder game. So, running back wise, side by side, I could probably say that I like Albert's running backs more. Calvin Ridley, I believe, had an amazing catch. He might have had a good game last game. Let's see. 18. Well, I guess it's a better game for him. It's not a star game, but now he's starting him. Against Las Vegas, it's whatever defense. Keenan Allen also. We got Jalen Waddle against LA, which might be difficult. Chris Olave against New England, which might be difficult. So I definitely want to say I like. Excuse me. I want to say I like his receivers more. Keyshawn Judkins against Jacoby Myers. Pittsburgh, I'm going to say I like Jacoby Myers against Tennessee a lot more. I don't even like either of those tight ends. I don't even want to talk about either of them. So you know what? I don't fucking have to. I'm going to take a sip. Malik Neighbors, hurt. Hampton, hurt. George Kittle, hurt. Brandon Ayuk, out. Damn. It looks like Alex's injuries are absolutely fighting him for his life. So it looks like same thing. A lot of bench players going against a lot of starting players. But I honestly like Albert's matchups more. I'm going to say give me Albert on this one. So here we go, live. This is Broncos VST already putting up 12 against the Jets. And he has Jackson Dart with 23. Saquon was obviously the disappointment of the game, which is a sentence you don't hear a lot. And Devontae Smith only put up 8. So it looks like his stars are kind of not playing so hot. And their nobodies are kind of doing a little more than maybe they were supposed to. A.J. Brown had dropped 14, which is a good game that you can ask for Joey's side. Joey's 0-5, man. So he's already hit me up and like, yo, what's the punishment? Like, I don't want to say he's giving up. I can't speak for the level of confidence he has going into this season, but he could definitely come on the mic and let you know that he's a size medium in this costume that we're gonna buy for him. But I don't want to talk too much smack about the man. We can get into DK Metcalf against Cleveland, might have a bad game. We can talk about Kyron Williams against Baltimore, might have a great game. Davion Achane had put up, I think, still having great weeks. Let's see, what's his best defense? He's played Buffalo probably, and he still put up 16.1, so he could have a good game. Not so sure about Kendrick Bourne. Terrible sandwich, by the way. If you know, you know. Sam Laporta, I don't even want to click on his mustache. Jake Ferguson against Carolina. probably has a good game. Kareem Hunt against Detroit might have a slow game. Tyler Warren against Arizona might have a great game. Jaden Daniels against Chicago might have a great game. This is hard. I'm gonna say let's go position by position as we always do. One of his receivers already put up 14. The other one's Kendrick Bourne. I think I lean towards Joey's receivers actually in this instance. Tight end for tight end, I think Jake Ferguson you gotta lean on because Kansas City has a good defense. Tyler Warren against Kareem Hunt, you gotta lean towards Tyler Warren. So, listen, I think I gotta give this one to Brandon. It's hard, but it's the truth, and there's nowhere else you can really go from that. I want to let you guys know that I left the sheet on the table because, listen, bad news, good news, great news, it don't matter. The Jets do enough slandering of their name on their own, let alone the news as crazy as Mark Sanchez putting a little more dirt on the shine. Don't ever let them put the dirt on your shine. Thanks for always watching. Stay tuned for next week, and I'll see ya.